guys, this is Stephanie and I'm Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Today I'm coming to you guys with a Monday Reads, and I was going to tell you guys it's going to be a super quick Monday Reads, but I read 8 books in like the last 2.5-ish weeks, and I'm like, how in the world did I do that? Wow. Like 3 of them, I was like 90% of the way through when I did my last Monday Reads. That's how I did it. But I'm trying to get to filming these every 2 weeks, but you know, it requires time and whatnot. So that didn't happen. And I also have a box that I'm going to unbox for you as well. First, I'm going to talk about the books. So the first book that I finished was The Unhoneymooners, and this is by Christina Lauren. This is basically a chick lit book that's pretty predictable. It's about 2 sisters that are twins, and it's one of them's getting married. It's her wedding day, and she gets food poisoning and can't go on the honeymoon. So she sends her sister, who's her maid of honor best friend, and her husband, because they just got married, also had food poisoning, and he sends his best man, who is his brother, and of course they hate each other. And so they have to go on this honeymoon together, even though they're not married, and shenanigans happen and miscommunications happen, and is what you think is going to happen is basically what happens. But I enjoyed it anyway. For some reason, I didn't care as predictable. I didn't care that it was like kind of a dumb chick lit, because it was just really fun. It was really fun. It was a good ride. I give it like a 4.2 personally, because I enjoyed it, and like a 4.0 technically. It was pretty good writing, but more importantly, I enjoyed it. The next one I listened to was Rising Strong as a Spiritual Practice by Brene Brown. Now, this is my first Brene Brown. Basically, this wasn't really a book, but it was kind of her speaking at like a seminar. And so I was just hearing her speak at the seminar is basically what it is. And I really did like this. I think I gave it a 4.0. Sometimes it can be really hard to rate nonfiction. So I think I gave it a 4.0. Basically in this, she talks about being strong and having strength through vulnerability and that. So it's not a new concept to me at all. It's something I've heard before, but I really did like the way she presented it. And I think I will be reading more Brene Brown, because I did like this one. The next one I read was Pawn of Prophecy by David Eddings. And this is one that I was loaned and asked to read. And I did, and I didn't like it. I gave it like a 2.5 personally, maybe a 2.0 technically. I didn't like the writing. The writing was really slow. And at first I was like, gosh, that's really slow writing. It was written in 2005. I don't understand. No, it was written in like 1981. And I was like, oh, okay, I think I just don't like the older fantasy writing is what I think it is. It's too slow for me, because I've read some Robin Hobb and that was a little slow for me. And I read some Garth Nix and that was a little slow for me. So maybe I just don't like old fantasy. Maybe that's what it is. The story was good, but it took like the majority of the book to get there. And I even liked the characters. I just was like, it just took way too long to get there. I think this would be a better like miniseries or movie than it is a book, because you can have some slow bits, but things are still happening and it's all good. So I didn't love it. I don't know if I'll continue on. I might, but then again, I might not. Next, I finished Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by, of course, the lovely J.K. Rowling. I loved it. Like, it's 5 stars. You hate Umbridge. You love the book. That's just kind of what it is. And actually, this is my first reread of this book. I have only read it once prior to this reading. I've only read the 5th, 6th, and 7th books one time. So this is my second time through this book. And I absolutely loved it. Like, I was reading it and I just, like, you can just get lost in this world. And I'm like halfway through the 6th book now because it's so great. The next one I read is The Wicked and the Divine Faust Act by Gillian McLeavy Wilson Cowles. I doubt I said all of those correctly. Okay, so I didn't think I really liked this one, to be honest, because it was kind of like, it's a little weird, and I can handle little weird, but then it went from little weird to like super weird. And I would say up until like the last 3 pages, I have no intention of continuing on with the series. But then I read the last 3 pages and I was like, yeah, I'll be continuing on with the series. Basically, there's a bunch of gods, and one identifies herself as Satan, and somebody is killed and she's blamed for it and she's put into jail. And then she needs this mortal's help to get out of jail, which was weird to me because I was like, can't you just poof be gone? Like, don't you got some powers or something? But, you know, play by their rules. It was a little confusing. It was a little confusing because sometimes some of these gods can choose to look like other people or change features about themselves. And then I didn't really understand it was the same one from before until later. So some of it was a little bit confusing. The art is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I think these are so much fun. So beautiful. Such good use of color. I love the faces. I think it's just great. However, the storyline was dark and unsettling, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But then, like I said, I finished it, and I was like, okay, I want to read the next one, just a morbid curiosity of what exactly is going to happen. I didn't super enjoy it, though. Like I kind of did. I don't know. I think I gave it 3 stars. So, like I said, I didn't hate it. I really did like the art, though. The next one I read was Battle Angel Alita, which is the first one in the Reborn manga, I believe. I'll put a picture of it here. By Yakudio Kirishio. Yep. I gave this one 3 stars as well. I did like it. I read it because I watched the movie, I don't know, in February or something like that. And I started it and then I had to go back to the library and it literally took me like 6 months to get it back again. So I finished it and it was good. It wasn't what the movie was. And though I'm a little interested to see what happens next, I don't know if I'll be picking up the rest of the series anytime soon. I would go see another movie about it though. I did enjoy the movie. It's about a girl who is dying and then they basically give her like a machine kind of body. But she doesn't have any memories of who she was. So she just like fight to find her memories. And I feel like this is like a different version of the same story, if that makes sense. Like it didn't have all the same characters, but I feel like the start of her at this was the same as the start of her as the movie. Maybe I'm wrong and it's not supposed to be that way. Not sure. If you know, by all means, let me know. And I listened to Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris because he reads it. Neil Patrick Harris reads this book that he wrote, and he wrote it for his 2 kids. Him and his husband have 2 kids. They did like a thing where one has the sperm of one and one has the sperm of the other, and then they had like some woman-shaped ovens, and that's where the children were made. And I think they're twins. I think. Anyway, I gave it like 3.5 stars out of 5 personally, and about a 3.5 technically too. The writing was good and it was pretty fun. Basically, it's about a kid who kind of knows how to do some magic, but more like pickpockets. And he stumbles upon a circus. And this circus, he's like watching them do their magic and he's like, oh, they're terrible. Like they say that this is like the 7-armed woman and you can tell those arms aren't real and things like that. And they're doing the shell game and he knows how the shell game works and all this kind of stuff. So he stumbles upon this and he's like, oh, all magic is fake. And he's very like negative. But then he finds a few friends who are illusionists and love the world of magic and illusion. And it's really kind of fun to watch him make relationships and see another side to magic. It is a middle grade book, and so it was a really, really quick listen. I'm totally going to continue on the series as well because I really did like it. 3.5 stars. If you like middle grade, you'll probably enjoy this book. And the last one that I finished is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is the second one in the All Souls trilogy. I am waiting to get the third one, and when I get it, I'm just going to read it because very much enjoyed this one. Basically, it's the second book, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it completely picks up right where the first one leaves off. And this, we're following a witch named Diana who doesn't really practice being a witch. She doesn't tune in on the witchiness at all. And she discovers a manuscript that has basically been imbued with magic. And when she touches it, she releases something from it. And she may not be practicing magic, but she can sense it when it is there. And it was in this book. And then all these demons and vampires are like trying to find her because they want to know what was in the book. And it is a really interesting story of the lore of vampires and witches and demons. And I enjoy that. I enjoy the world that she writes. There's a romance in here as well, but I think I liked the romance better in the first book than the second, but that's okay. I still liked it and it was great. And this was really fun. This was a good journey. And I can't talk about it because it's the second book in the series. But I need to find somebody who has read it so I can talk about it because I want to. Okay, so those are the books that I have read. I went through those as quickly as possible. I'm only in the middle of 2 books. Do you believe that? 2 books. I am in the middle of Half-Blood Prince. And, well, a little over halfway through this one, and I'm listening to it. Jim Dale's reading it, and it's fantastic. I'm not sure when I'll finish it, but I will. And I am also listening to Good Omens Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I have it on my phone and I've been listening to it, and it's actually pretty fun. A lot of like witty British banter and stuff, a lot of characters, and they just kind of introduce a character and you're like, what was the point of that? So I have a feeling these characters are going to come together and something's going to happen. But in the meanwhile, you meet this guy who drives a truck, you meet this woman who is a secretary, you meet like all these little things, and I'm like, what? Who is this? What? So I am getting a little bit confused. Maybe it would be better if I read it. I don't know, but I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to listen to it. And I'm getting ready to go on a bit of a trip. I have a class in Denver. It's like an 8-hour drive. So I'm going to be listening to a few books. First one I'm going to try and listen to is Nevernight by Jake Kristoff. I know I'm supposed to skip the first chapter of this book because it is unsettling. But this is a book about a girl who goes to some sort of a assassin school. That's all I really know about it. And then like her whole family was killed, which is the first chapter I'm supposed to be skipping, I think. Anyway, I'm going to be listening to this one. I also have a study in Scarlet Women, which I think is, this is by Sherry Thomas. I think this is like a Sherlock Holmes's daughters thing, is what I think it is. I own the book, but I have it on audio so I could listen to this one as well. And then I got Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray, also on audiobook. Boy, I'm going to be scared. 2 of these are scary books. And I am excited to dig into this one. I will probably listen and read this one because that's what I did with Diviners, is listen and read. So I will probably listen and read to this one as well and take it with me on my trip. And then I'm also going to be taking All the Ever Afters by Danielle Teller, which is my book club pick for the month of October, and I need to have it read by the time I get back. So I'll be taking this one with me as well. And that is it for the books. I tried to go through it pretty quickly so that I wouldn't be dragging on forever. And then this is my box that I got. Now, I did get this box only for 3 months because I want to see if I like it. So I'll probably decide after I open this box if I'm going to continue on this subscription or not. I do pay for all the subscriptions myself with all my own money. So I have no bias. But if you'd like to buy my love and affection, that can happen. This is called Magical Reads. I think I opened it upside down. Yeah, because that's, you know, upside down, so I can see the book first, which I guess will do. Hold on, here's the card. Magical Read Crate Epic Journeys. Ooh. And then we have all the good stuff on the back, which I will tell you about in a minute. So I opened it up upside down, so we'll do the book first. The book we have is Butterfly Yellow, a novel by Thayana Lai. I have not heard of this one. It's very pretty though. Okay, so this is about a girl and her younger brother, and they are in Vietnam, and she is trying to get him like on a plane to go to America. I think it takes place during the Vietnam War, and she's trying to get him on the plane to America, and she doesn't get a chance to say goodbye to him before he's ripped out of her arms and he goes to America, and she spends 6 years trying to follow him and find him in America, and then she does. And he doesn't remember her, and she's in this foreign country. She doesn't understand what they're saying, and it is about her journey. It's not that long of a book either, but that does sound pretty interesting. It also sounds pretty serious, so I'm gonna have to wait until I'm like in a serious mood. I know, that's silly, but that's me. Alrighty, and then goodies that we have in here. Opening up a box upside down, leave it to me. A signed nameplate, and Lord of the Rings exclusive map wood journal by Team Magical Reads Crate. Oh, you can look at this, and it is wood, and it is a map. I never know what to do with journals, but I really like this one. This is so cool. Oh, and then we have our note from the author, which really looks like it was like handwritten. I know they're not, but this one really looks super handwritten. And then we also have the Wonderful Wizard of Oz sticky notes. What? All about a journey. All about a journey. She goes on a journey from Vietnam to Texas. Dorothy goes on a journey from, ooh, these are pretty cool. Okay, so I have sticky notes. Oh, that are Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Lion, and then these have Dorothy and some flying monkeys on them. And then these are like message ones, like while you were out. While you're out following the yellow brick road, Aunt M called. These are hilarious. I don't know when I'm going to use them, but these are super cute. I like these. These are cute. Okay, we also got, ooh, a pin. Where there's life, there's hope. What is that from? Oh, it is a Hobbit-inspired collectible enamel pin. Boom. Boom. There we go. This is made by Midnight Book Girl. That's really cool. I like that. And we have a candy of sugar-free caramel coffee. Werther's Originals. I don't do a lot of sugar-free, but these do sound really good. But I always like these candies. Well, let's face it, I like most candy. And then, ooh, a soap. Dragon Egg Body Soap. Handmade by the Mad Alchemist. Vanilla bean and nectarine. Ooh. I can't smell it at all. Which probably means it's a good seal. But it's really cute. And it looks like a half an egg. Haha. And I think that is it. Yeah, that is it. Which I opened it upside down, so that's my bad. I'd have to say this is a pretty good box. I am enjoying this one. It's not super hyped. It's not like books that I already own, which is good as well. And I think I do like it. I think my favorite thing, oddly enough, is the journal. Even though I never use them, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And I absolutely love it. So that is everything I have for you guys today. Hopefully this wasn't too long of a Monday Reads. I just need to do one before, you know, I hit like 5 books, because then it won't be ridiculously long like this one is today. So sorry. But let me know down below if you have read any of the books that I talked about today, or if you're interested in them. I'm always happy to answer questions about the books I have read as well. So feel free to leave a comment. I love your comments. I love discussing things in the comments with you guys. Feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. You can also hit the little bell icon if you want to be notified when I have new videos up. I usually have at least one a week. I try so hard for 2, but it doesn't always happen. And be watching for my TBR for the Get Graphic with It readathon. It is coming up very, very soon. The readathon is going to be going from the 20th of October for a whole 7 days, starting on a Sunday, ending on a Saturday. 10 graphic novels. So much fun. Video to come. Bye! Ooh, Pawn of Prophecy was Pawn of Prophecy. Pawn of Prophecy